Back then in my old class, we had quite the diverse circle of friends. We had an athlete with good morals, we had a Christian kid with good parents, we had two guys always running away from school to vape back at the playgrounds. We had one tall guy with right wing ideologies, a white guy pretending to be Arab, and then little invisible me. Because we were this huge friend group, almost none of us had the courage to do their own thing, to speak up. So there were like two guys, quite the adults, and they were the leaders of this group. And so one day we go behind the school. It was a zone that nobody was allowed into. Like the teachers would always get children that were playing there in trouble. So we approach the back of the school and I stay with the Christian kid before going. We don't want to go because we're quite uncomfortable and don't want any trouble. So the other guys just go on. Now they are behind the school and we two are just standing like outcasts. Then the Arab guy tells the Christian kid, yells over to him, that he should come to them too. And I almost stand guard in a way so that no teachers could approach them. And I look over to them and see one kid pull out their vape. He takes a hit, then passes it on to the other leader. He also takes a hit. Then another kid takes a hit. And now it's the Christian guy's turn. And he turned it down. I was glad that he still had this faith in himself and the truth to stand up for himself. Right after that, the Arab guy convinced him with one sentence to take a hit anyway. And now I'm the outcast, but I feel proud of myself. I feel proud that I stuck up to my morals. That I did not do the things that I thought were wrong for me for the good of the group. If you have people that you want to impress, like in this group, this is such a huge thing nowadays, right? You see all these huge teenage groups. They all have something in common. Mostly it's even a bad habit. Because they just want people to stick together. Like a little rebellion, maybe. Here in Germany, we have Talerhunds. You can Google that. And these are guys that essentially wear fake Gucci and take vapes and ride on e-skaters. It's quite absurd. And like there's groups of 20 people. Everyone looks the same, walking around over the school courts. So we have guys that really sacrifice the whole identity just to become one of the group. Like one of 20 people. What is that about? If you get what I'm saying here, it's that you should not change your identity for you to be accepted into the group. Do you even care for the people in the group? Are these guys even the ones you look up to that you want to become more like? Or do you actually despise them because they do bad habits? If you think back to any guys now, that kind of meets what I've just described. Seriously rethink your relationship with them. Do they benefit you? Or are they just there to make you not alone? So many people are scared of being alone. But of course, it goes back to the primal days, right? You couldn't survive alone. But now we don't actually need that anymore, and we have a family behind us. Maybe we yearn for some social interaction that we didn't get. But we can't just take the best we can get. and the most quantity of it, and then suddenly join like a small gang. That's not the point. We actually want to have a circle around us that supports us and helps us. And sadly, these people are hard to come by. So you'd have to wait and collect like 5 people of them over 3 years. I think it is actually better to be alone than to be part of these people that do the bad habits, that vape, that do the drinking, that are out at midnight not getting their sleep in, that are eating unhealthy like McDonald's. It takes respect for yourself to think that these other guys could actually be scrubbing off on you and that you will become more like them. And if you don't want to become more like them, what's the point of staying with them? Your friends, as I said, should be really supporting you, should better you, should be wholesome guys, not guys that complain and, what do I know, talk about the news draft that just came out all the time. You know, these are not the guys that you want to have in your life, that you will have a serious friendship with. I think for me it was that I actually wanted not to be alone, because I was this chubby kid, ignored by everybody. And now I had the social interaction in this group. Nobody of them respected me. Nobody of them respected me, but it was fine. Because now I didn't have to stand alone on the school court. I could actually go around with a group and not look as awkward. But if it's just for that, you know this isn't real friendship. This is just a group you're now a part of, because you somehow have suffered the same fate. And now try to cultivate a hollow connection, because there's strength in numbers. And if you think back to your friend group, like there are maybe a few people you like, but then there's the others, and they do the bad habits, and somehow the guys that do the bad things are always the leaders and have a big influence on the group. Stick to your own truth. Be willing to fight for your own identity. Like, it's a fight with yourself that you have to win. Imagine a guy that really wants to get in shape and is fat right now. And now he's out with this group of 5 friends, and he's going to, and they're going to let a few fireworks fly into the sky, and after they're going to get McDonald's. He's never gonna get in shape. Think about the guy that wants to follow his holy mission, the Christian kid that wants to stay away from all the evil things such as vapes. Now the guys are pressuring him into taking the vape, that he tries it as well. Now he actually has to consider, it's like a decent chance that he now takes the hit, right? Because these are his only friends. I think too many guys are afraid of being like kind of the outcast and being more alone. There were all these guys now changing to be more like the guys, like the leaders, vaping. But I'm still glad I took some distance from them. Logically, it's actually better to prioritize your health, your time, and the skills you develop rather than the rebellion of 10 boys that will grow out of it eventually and then have even bigger problems because they've been doing the bad habits, that now can't even run a kilometer because they have been out of shape for 10 years, that now get these fucked up lungs because they've taken too many hits of the vape. I mean, if you want to follow these guys, go on. But we both know that you actually don't want to do that. You have some bigger ambitions. Why would you watch this video if you didn't care about being like the others? being like the 90%. You know, this movement I'm trying to start here is about making more guys wholesome. More guys actually get away from bad habits. Because everybody's lonely. The wholesome guys are lonely. The bad guys, which do the vaping, are also lonely because they don't feel fulfilled. Imagine that. So you could be alone. Or you could be alone and feel more fulfilled with yourself because you've made the right choices in your mind than to stay with the group and do all these bad habits that are poking on your life quality, that are poking on your health, and suddenly you're sick. You can choose both of these, and even you'd think the social interaction would help, right? But it actually doesn't. This false social interaction that so many people opt for, it actually just damages them. It's actually no good for them. So in this movement, I want to build up more wholesome guys that know that this isn't the way, that are unfulfilled with the life in their friend group and see that it actually doesn't fulfill them. People that actually want to contribute to their own lives and also the people around them so they can be good people. So they can be good people in their own truth. Because let's be honest, most people don't have a truth anymore. They jump around. I am not the person to judge, but most people out here don't have a real truth anymore. If you look at your friends, they scroll on TikTok, right? You know, one guy that wants to come to the gym, but actually never comes. He's like there once in 3 months. After his girlfriend, he's been sleeping around the whole time with actually pushes him into the gym because she's also unhappy with his stomach.